Здравствуйте, my friends, and welcome back to Everlasting Summer. So, after getting the hint in last video's comments that I first should do the Lena bad end, I decided to first do the Lena bad end. I don't know if the commenter actually wanted to say he first wants me to play the Lena bad end before the Lena good end, or if he actually meant do the Lena bad end as the very first thing next. But I guess it had a reason, because I suppose most of you people who are watching this, at least right now, have seen the game at some point. So, or played it themselves at that. So, you may know it better than me. So I'll first play the Lena bad end. Okie dokie. Oh yeah, and I wanted to tell a story. We had a talk about planned economy in the comments. And there's actually a funny story I have about East German planned economy. And this is no political statement, really. But I think it was in the 70s or in the 80s. No, it probably was in the 80s, I guess. There were cassettes. You remember cassettes? Things you put in a device that plays them, and you hear stuff, either music or a story, stuff like that. And in East Germany, the planned economy forgot to put in the cassettes in their 5-year plan. Now the devices for the cassettes, who play the cassettes, they were in the plan included. So all East Germans could buy devices to play cassettes, but nobody had cassettes. That is why all the West German visitors, because in the 80s it wasn't as difficult as it once was anymore to, visit your family in East Germany and stuff like that, all the visitors usually brought cassettes with them and gave it to their friends and family in East Germany because, they had no cassettes. So, just a silly story on the side. Because I promised to tell that one. Alright, so let's actually get into this now. We are going to lose in the tournament against Lena. It is still frustrating to lose anyway. I left the canteen. It was still too early to sleep, and a short walk looked like a good idea. Where should I head to? So, Master Walkthrough says I should head to the football place. It seems rather unlikely to meet Lena here, but okay. I wanted to get away. How could I ever lose in the first round? There was no excuse for me. Really, it's a fucking card game. That is basically luck, so I don't know. Doesn't seem that bad to me. The sports grounds seem to be the best place to be alone at the moment. Ah, goddammit. Sorry, my bad. Clicked out of the window. Sometimes I don't know, I push the mouse to the side and then it's in the window, and then I click outside of the window. I'm stupid. But I guess that is nothing new. Who would think about playing soccer in the evening? I sat down on a bench near the pitch and started to think about what had happened. Suddenly, from the volleyball field side, I started hearing sounds that seemed to me like sounds of rasping or whistling. Turning, I saw someone desperately swinging his hand. Who is he gesturing to? To my astonishment, it was Lena. She was throwing the shuttlecock up in the air and attempted to strike it with the racket. However, to be really, really honest, she sucked at badminton. I was just watching for a while, but then decided to go up to her. I went around the volleyball court and got inside so that she could see me. Lena was timid as a deer, so I'd rather not repeat previous mistakes. Hi. She glanced at me and immediately hid the racket and the shuttlecock behind her back. You like badminton? Not really. I see you're not really getting it. Maybe you want some help? To tell the truth, I was not very good at badminton, but just like any other child, I used to play it from time to time. Let me show you. Thank you. She blushed. I want to join the badminton team, but I don't see it happening really. I wouldn't even try today, but... She looked up at me. I never have any luck at cards, but seemed like I was on fire today. So I thought it could be the same with badminton. Yeah, I always do that too. Do you do this as well? Something really works out well, and you have the feeling, now I can conquer the world, and you do the next thing, whatever it is. Maybe sometimes even something you really can do, you are really good at, or something like that. And then you suddenly suck. It's like karma payback. You collected too much good karma. Now you get the bad stuff bad. The bad stuff back. Jesus. English. Such a stupid language. Actually not. Mostly I'm stupid. But hey, never blame it on yourself, as the foolish people say. After these words I realized that losing to Lena is doubtly upsetting. I would never think of you as being so keen on sports. She blushed again. Oh, excuse me. Come on, let me show you. I took the racket, threw the shuttlecock up in the air, and struck it with such a strength that it flew over the fence and got lost among the trees. Oh, I'm sorry. Wow, didn't expect that from myself. Never mind. Although it was the last one. Last one? Let's go and get it. Oh, we'd better not. There is... in the forest... What's in there? A goblin? I laughed out loud. Maybe. It seemed like I was the only one joking around. There's no one there to be afraid of. Come on. Well, if you are with me... I don't know. I personally, I have the feeling like Lena seems a little bit special, you know? She obviously has the most complicated character. We already learned that. Also, at one point in the Slavia route, she talked to Semyon in a very strange fashion. We went out of the sports ground and started to inspect the trees. All of a sudden, the screech of an owl pierced the night. Poor Lena, she always gets the ridiculous pictures. I don't know. Okay, Slavia had the lake dance. That was pretty crazy too. But this one again, I mean, the boobs physics in this game are amazing, I have to say. The owl! Oh my god, I have not yet seen the owl. Do you see? Oh, Jesus. That is so cute. Oh my god, that is amazing. Oh well. Lena got so scared that she seized me with both hands, giving me something like a hug. The strong grip was a bit awkward. To feel a girl's body and its warmth close to me, I was filled with tenderness. I had a deep desire to protect her and to guard her from anyone, even if it's only an owl or another nightbird. My only wish was to let this embrace last forever. However, all good things must come to an end sooner or later. After a while I realized that it was an owlet who was screeching on the branch next to us. It was holding our shuttlecock tightly. Really? Ah. Is that what you were so scared of? Uh-huh. Take a look. It isn't scary at all. Lena looked out from behind my back. You're right. Not scary at all. Hey, wait a second. I gently got out of her hug and came closer to the owlet. At first it seemed that it would get frightened and fly away, dropping the shuttlecock. But the owlet was still perching there. I succeeded in grasping the shuttlecock and carefully taking it from the bird. Hey look, it's almost tame. Would you like to pet it? Maybe some other time? I wouldn't do that too, that is not too intelligent to be honest. I handed the shuttlecock to Lena. Thank you. She smiled gently. I have to go. Good luck at badminton. Lena smiled again and hurried away to the camp. How sweet can a girl get? That seems like I know it already. Yeah. Stop. Seizure warning. I don't know. Probably not, but still. That's a bit too many pictures in 1 second. Okay, so I'll be back in a second. I knew that. I read that. I forgot. Okay. I always forget. Well, but you'll see what I'll be back with. Okay, here we go. Mine time. I won't have to go there alone, will I? Olga thought for a moment. You may be right. We'll go together tomorrow. For the last few minutes I'd noticed that Lena had a strange look on her face. As if she wanted to say something, but didn't dare to. The pioneers started to disperse, as if they had forgotten about Elisa and the explosion. So it is different. Sorry, I take everything back. Even our leaders seemed to calm down and didn't react when the wannabe terrorist left the square, hiding behind Uljana. This music is really good. I love it. I mean, it's overly dramatic for the situation, but in any other situation that would have been really dramatic, this music is perfect. We should go too. Yes. So, will we find Lena walking around, looking for Sharik? I don't know. There's only a brief moment between the first rays of the setting sun till complete darkness here in the south, or maybe in this world. You don't have enough time to enjoy the variety of the sunset colors. It was too early to go to bed, but the leader confidently walked to her cabin, as if mentally dragging me with her. Olga, I'll take a little walk. Okay. She looked at me intently, but didn't find any reason to object, shrugged her shoulders and kept walking. I went back to the square. I didn't really want to look closely at the trivial damage done to the Genda statue. It was at the exact center of the camp. If you don't know where to go, you should start from there. I sat on the bench and looked to the west. I wondered if the earth here revolves on its axis as it should, or whether there was an actual north or south. It's hard to say. At this time, I didn't have any ideas on how to check the fundamental laws of nature. Hi. Lena appeared next to me as if from nowhere. Hi. Can't sleep? She looked at me in surprise. Well, yes, it is still early. May I sit? Yeah, of course. Sit down. I moved over a little. Saying a little was in fact an understatement. I actually shifted myself to the end of the bench. Thanks. Lena sat and looked at the sky as if she had forgotten about me. It is sad. What is sad? That Sharik disappeared. Yes, things aren't too good. She was as calm as usual, keeping silent most of the time. She blushed and felt embarrassed only when she had to speak or do something. That same silence, which could be seen as awkward by many people, including myself, was quite natural for her. I could hardly imagine Lena making an effort to carefully choose the right words to start a conversation or make a good remark, trying not to look stupid or, alternatively, trying not to look as rude as Elisa. I just wasn't able to compare her to anyone. She was just content with being herself. Does that mean my attempts to start a conversation with her could be seen as rude? That the expression, become friends, could be interpreted as an intrusion into her private life? I think you're overthinking that. But something in this girl attracted me. Maybe it was her mysteriousness, and she certainly wasn't lacking an appearance of feminine charms. I didn't have an answer for that. She's a woman and she has charms. There you go. That's still why... Jesus. Sometimes I read nonsense. Really nonsense. That's why I still hadn't been openly accused of being annoying. I'm sure he'll be found. How can you escape from a submarine? Lena didn't seem to appreciate the joke. This camp must seem like a large submarine to only me. I hope so. Tomorrow Olga will call the police. They'll find him for sure. And what if during the night... Her expression grew sad. What if something happens to him? Alone at night in the forest, anything could happen. I really have the feeling Lena knows more. You know, she's scared of the forest. We learned that. And I'm pretty sure she was not talking about the owl. The scene in the Slavia route. And we know from the Alisa route that Lena is probably kind of a dick in reality. At least a little bit, you know? So, I don't know. There seems to be something going on, I guess. Maybe she's the only one in the camp who is all in, you know? She knows about everything that is going on and why it is going on. But just speculation. We'll see. He must be lonely. No one forced him to go there. What if he just got lost? He shouldn't go walking in the forest alone. You don't have any pity for him at all. Sharik may be sitting there all alone. Of course I pity him. I felt ashamed. In any case, Lena was right. A person was missing. Anything could happen during the night. We aren't seriously going to search for him now, are we? She didn't reply, still looking somewhere far away, where the last rays of the sun shined over the top of the old trees, as if trying to leave a bit of its warmth with the people. Do you really think that roaming around the forest in the dark is a good idea? Probably not. For some reason I was sure that was exactly what she thought. Recently, I seemed to be starting to understand Lena even without words more often, and she seemed to be influencing me psychologically, making me agree with her. Lena's silence was more informative than any chatter or attempts at persuasion. They looked for him during the day already. Everywhere? She stopped watching the sunset and looked at me. I don't know. I think everywhere. What about the old camp? For the first time her words sounded self-assured and not vague or indifferent. Where is it? I have no idea. Electronic told us. Well, if you trust him... I grinned stupidly, but Lena kept looking at me seriously. Sure, if it's not too far. So, you do want to go? Of course I don't. We can. If it's just there and back quickly. Okay. Lena smiled and gave me a flashlight, which appeared from nowhere. Yes, that'll be useful. Does this mean she had prepared beforehand, and nothing was up to me? I sighed as if doomed and headed to the forest with her. Yeah, she is... Well, at least, as mentioned, I already thought from the beginning. Well, not from the exact beginning of the game, but, you know, I pretty early thought that Lena, there's probably, she's not as shy as you want to believe. That is also usually how this character development goes, you know. The shy person is never just shy. There's always a twist to the shy person. And I mean, otherwise it would probably be boring. Night fell on the camp. We walked slowly. Lena was next to me, near but not too close. It was strange, but it looked like she wasn't afraid of anything. Moreover, she didn't seem to be bothered much about what we were doing, as if we weren't walking in the forest at night, but just watching a movie with other people playing leading roles. Actually, Electronic said that the old camp was not too far, and if we walked straight to it, then it would be hard to get lost. After a few minutes I was completely unsure that we were walking straight, and after a few more it started to seem that it would be a miracle for us even to get out of here. But I didn't want to lose face before Lena, so I tried to walk cheerfully. How do you walk cheerfully? Well, Semyon does apparently. The forest was full of silent, flickering shadows and gleaming moonbeams. The grass quietly rustled under our feet, and the branches rustled over our heads. Old oaks stood next to young birches. I don't know. Large mushrooms emerged from under the latter, as if talking of their large heads in salute. On any other day, or rather, at any other time of the day, it would have looked really beautiful. It may be safe at night too, but nevertheless, I shuddered at each gust of wind. Look! Lena pointed forward. I rubbed my eyes and saw a gap between the trees. So, from here on, it's basically the same story as always, you know. They go down the door to the mine and stuff like that. Lena doesn't find the doll. That I realized. So, what is it that... I mean, I was told in the comments that apparently the doll really means something, I guess. But why didn't Lena find it? So, Uljana and Slavia in some way connected? We'll see about that. Also, worth mentioning, Lena is way too calm all the time, and Semyon realizes that like 15 times in the mine, I guess. So yeah. Okay, I forgot to press the record button while wandering through the maze again. I was interrupted in the middle of this. But yeah, to sum it more or less up, I got stuck in the mine maze. I wasn't even aware this is possible. But apparently going to the left all the time is actually an intelligent option. Maybe even the fastest way, I don't know. Well, let's see what's happening here. At least it's something. What? At least it's not another fork. What's in there? We don't have any choice but to check it out. I strongly pulled the handle and opened the door. There was a room behind it, which might be one of the maintenance rooms for the bomb shelter. Empty bottles and cigarette butts were scattered everywhere. The walls were all covered with scribbles. So that means there is another exit from here. I didn't want to believe that the people who had left all that had come the same way as we did. Probably not, that's true. Sadly, Sharik wasn't here. Okay. Oh. I slid down the wall to the floor. We must have been everywhere now. Not everywhere. Lena pointed to a door in the corner. It looked similar to the one leading into the bomb shelter. There probably should be an exit, as you said. Shall we go? Let's rest for a moment. Okay. Lena sat next to me, very close, and took my hand. It's alright. What do you mean? That we haven't found Sharik. We should think about getting ourselves out. We'll get out. Yes, I probably remember the way. Or at least I thought that I remembered it. I'm not afraid at all, she suddenly said after a short pause. That's good. Because I am with you. Is she really just like the totally overly obsessed character with Semyon in the end? That would be lame. I hope that it's not like she's only obsessed with him and that is the only thing that matters to her. You know, the yandere stereotype. You know what I mean? In the end she goes crazy if he doesn't act according to her will. I don't know. Speculating again. I really hope, but I don't think so. That would be so lame. That would be really lame. I don't think so. Suddenly there came a noise from behind the door to the mine. I jumped up at once and started looking for something I could use as a weapon. The noise of heavy footsteps was getting closer. Privyet, Sharik. Finally the door opened and Sharik... By the way, I'm always saying Sharik. You know, I don't know why I adapted an English pronunciation only for Sharik. I just went with the flow and somehow it was like, I don't know. Who has a very Russian pronounced name? I say very Russian. I don't know, probably nobody because I'm not Russian. But you get, I guess you catch what I want to say. In the silence I froze, staring at him. There you are. Did you think you could hide from me? What? Did you think I wouldn't find you? But I did. He was insane, that was for sure. His face was distorted by a scary grimace. His eyes gleamed behind his glasses. The missing pioneer held a metal rod in his hand. Are you mad? It's us! Yeah, I can see it is you. He took a couple of steps towards us. I instinctively shielded Lena. Did you think you could make a fool of me? Leading me here and there? To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right? And I followed. He raised the metal rod. Everything after that was like it happened in slow motion. Sharik charging at us. Me pushing Lena out of the way. The rod slowly arcing towards my head. My hand with the flashlight going up. Following all of that, complete darkness. Rapid breathing. Blood hammering in my temples. Silence. Dreadful, heavy silence, merging with the darkness. I moved my hand, trying to find the wall, when I felt someone's touch. Don't be afraid. I heard a familiar voice near me. Where are you, you damned lunatic? I shouted. He left. Which way did he go? Where to? Lena's voice didn't sound too calm, but certainly it didn't sound like it should in such circumstances. Calm down. She hugged me tenderly and pressed her body against mine. I tried to gather my senses, to recover my breath, to adapt to the darkness. What should we do next? You have a gun. I have? Well, who do I shoot? It's loaded with a flare. She might be right. Huh? When did I get that? I can't remember. Or is it just there, hocus pocus, and there is the gun? Oh well. Maybe somewhere in the game, and I forgot. Yay, everything is red. The room was illuminated by a bright red light. The flare lying in the corner looked like a firework or a sparkler. Let's go out quickly. It won't burn for too long. Where to? Lena pointed to the second door. Oh, this is getting interesting. It wasn't hard to open it, and we headed into the darkness. The flare burned more dimly with every second. I stumbled with every step, even fell down a couple of times, but didn't slow my pace. If it goes out... Oh no, they just find the exit. Okay. Well, I guess that's a thing. Finally, we saw light in front of us, and came to a ladder, leading to a grating in the ceiling. The flare hissed and went out. Thank God. It turned out that we were right under the statue of Genda. The grating was rather sturdy, but we managed to open it after breaking the bolts with a flashlight. After reaching the surface, I collapsed in the grass, exhausted. That was terrible. Lena sat next to me. Just dreadful. By the time I didn't give a damn about this word, the camp, the 410 bus, or my previous life. The strangest and nastiest thing was that there was nothing supernatural in these events. Sharik just went crazy, insane. Nothing strange about it. I would have too in his position. I don't know. I mean, yeah, maybe, but not that crazy, you know. Lena patted my head tenderly and smiled. It's all over now. I don't know. There's a crazy Pyrenean in the woods. You could even say a maniac killer. I think he's gonna be alright. Alright? I am not sure about that. How does she know? I hope she's not just crazy. That would be so disappointing. Like, for real, and now I'm really into it because I think Lena knows more than the others, or at least it seems that way, doesn't it? Maybe I'm imagining things, but if she's just crazy in the end, I'm really disappointed. Actually, I would be even more disappointed if Lena was just normal. I'd be okayer with that than if she was just crazy. Oh well, we'll see about that. The most important thing is that we are okay. She still smiled. How can you be so calm? I told you before that I have nothing to be afraid of when I'm with you. Indeed, I might have saved Lena and myself back there. But it was only by chance, nothing more. If Sharik had been swifter, or crazier. Thanks for the compliment. You're welcome. Though we should have stayed here in the first place. You are probably right, she said calmly. I got really sleepy. Because of stress, of exhaustion, of how late at night it was, we should go to sleep. But I'd have to stand up and walk to the leader's cabin. I wasn't ready for that. My eyes closed for just a moment. Stars looked down at me from the sky. Thousands of them, even millions. Now the light didn't seem to be so distant and cold. On the contrary, they twinkled to me, as if whispering among themselves, telling merry fairy tales in eager competition. About a galaxy far away and violet, fluffy piglets, about mysterious asteroid belts where ships have disappeared, about a fearless starship captain and his brave crew, about exceptional treasures and unreachable peaks of a planet on the edge of the universe. You watch too much sci-fi. Or you're reading too much sci-fi, actually. I forgot you were into sci-fi books. Oh well. I like Star Trek. I wonder, is that a dream? I lifted myself a little and realized that my head was in Lena's lap. How did that happen? Did I sleep long? I asked in confusion, but didn't rush to get up. I don't know. I don't have a watch. She laughed. Approximately? Well, maybe 20 minutes. Ah, that's okay then. I lay down again, feeling nice and calm like before. Like never before. Jesus. The events of the night were becoming distant, as if I was daring to forget them, like the story the stars were telling me. Sharik has come back. What? I jumped on my feet instantly. There he is, sleeping on the bench. Lena pointed to the benches in surprise. And what are you? You were sleeping so peacefully that I didn't want to wake you up. I felt a shiver of fear, because such behavior was not just strange, it was not just inappropriate, it scared me more than Sharik's insanity in the dungeon. True that. A lunatic who half an hour ago tried to kill us arrives, lies on a nearby bench and falls asleep. And she just sits here. Nothing to worry about. He just seemed to be a little off. Lena got confused and blushed. He walked unsteadily and didn't look toward us, and if I had made a noise... She was about to cry. Hey, don't act in front of me, lady! You're either crazy or you know something. Okay, don't worry. There was some logic to her words, yeah, but only some. I don't trust you. She probably did the right thing. In any case, we had to interrogate Sharik thoroughly. I jumped up and walked quickly to the bench he was sleeping on and slapped him. Ouch! He woke up at once. What the hell? What are you doing, you bastard? What? Sharik stared at me with a scared and, moreover, sane look. What was that all about down there? What? Where? In the dungeon, in the mine, in the bomb shelter. Did you go completely nuts? I don't understand you. He looked around. Why am I here? And where should you be in your opinion? Oh wait, I know. You should be in an asylum. I went to the old camp in the morning for the spare parts and then... Don't you remember anything after that? Lena asked after walking up to us. Yes, and I don't pretend, I said calmly and sat next to him. It really looked like he wasn't lying, though. I don't understand anything. It's unscientific. Who cares? Don't think that I trust you. Memory loss can't occur just... Sharik talked to himself, mumbled something, not paying us any attention. Let's go, Lena said quietly. Shall we just leave him here? He's not in his right mind. He has to sleep. It's dangerous to leave this psycho alone. He may strangle Electronic with an introduction call in the night. Yeah! Like for real. At least the Semyon... Okay. The Semyon in the Lena version is the only normal Semyon. Except, of course, if you just do... the Semyon route and you decide normal stuff, and sometimes you do stuff with this girl and with that girl. But I can't remember anything very unreasonable Semyon did with Lena together. I mean, he's kind of a bit too trustworthy towards her. It's obvious something is wrong with her. But except for that, he is acting totally reasonable. What happened to you, my friend? It's going to be alright. Trust me. Yeah, thank you. I had no reason to trust her. No reason not to trust her. And I thought he went totally intelligent now. But, yeah, you can't expect too much, I guess. However, I didn't have any reason to trust her either. Aha! Okay, thank you, sir. On the other hand, who cares now? I wanted to fall asleep as quickly as possible and be choked to death in my sleep. Okay. We left Sharik, who was still mumbling something to himself. We're here. What? Where? I have to go further on. Lena smiled. I hadn't thought about anything all the way here, just followed her, and hadn't noticed that we'd come to Olga's cabin. Yes. Thank you for today. There's nothing to thank me for. It's just good that we came back alive. We'll see what Sharik has to say tomorrow. Thanks anyway, she said mysteriously and averted her eyes. You're welcome. Well, it's time for me to go. Lena quickly turned around and walked quickly in the direction of her cabin. I suddenly had a thought that something about that was a bit off. Not quite right. After all that had happened, well, it's time for me to go. On the other hand, I really like that we realize that Semyon realizes something is up with Lena, something that is not right. But it's a bit too hammering. You guys probably played the game when you see this, or at least the most of you, or at least the current viewers of mine. Let's put it like that. I don't know. Maybe in the future someone will find this. I don't know. But you guys who are watching this right now, for the most part, played this already. And you read the mine scene and all. And also in the mine scene, it was so often mentioned that she's behaving strange. It's really like the author tries with a hammer to get that information into our brain. I mean, I get it, I get it. I'm not stupid. It usually goes differently in such situations, doesn't it? Yeah. I have no idea what I expected, though. Exhaustion hit me again. Walking with difficulty, I entered the cabin. The leader was sitting on my bed. Semyon. She started to talk sadly. Where have you been? Well, Prepared for a scolding, I didn't expect that reaction. I went to look for Sharik. Alone? Oh yeah, I have to say alone. I know that through the walkthrough, but I guess I personally would have done that as well. Just to not, get get Lena into trouble. Why am I always saying Slavia? She's still in my mind. Yes, alone. So, what about Sharik? It looks like Olga was really worried about the fate of the lost pioneer. What's so strange about that? The leader can treat her work lightly, but it doesn't mean that she's a heartless person. Also, usually she's not treating her work lightly, to be honest. He's okay. As okay as he could be in such a situation. That's good. Go to sleep now. Oh, wait, but... She turned the light out quickly, showing that the conversation is over and I couldn't ask anything. Oh, should I? Ask why she didn't scold me? Oh well, I guess that isn't really necessary. Still, Lena, what happened today? My thoughts slowed their pace before stopping completely. Oh, it's already day 5, okay. I thought Captain Obvious was going to tell us again that she behaved strange. Oh yeah, we're at the war dream again. Okie dokie. To be honest, I just realized never in my theories I ever put in this dream. This war dream. Oh, I never considered that. I'm so stupid. I just realized, like, everything. The fucking doll. I gave a thought about the fucking doll. But I didn't put in his dreams? I'm so stupid. I just realized. Wow. Well, next time when I think about it, I'll tell you in what kind of form or shape this fits into my theories. But let's now skip to the point where Semyon is eavesdropping at the conversation of Alisa and Lena and see how that works out this time. And I forgot the strawberry collecting. Well, this time we go with Lena then. Oh! So in the Slavia version, Semyon is polite. And says, here, you girls, take one bucket, I take one alone. And in the Lena version, he's a dick to Slavia. Like, Slavia, I know. I understand why you're looking like that. You don't deserve this. You don't deserve all of this. You are too good for this game. And I don't mean by that this game is shitty, though. I just say Slavia was treated wrongly in this game. I want a good Slavia route. Alright. And people complained so much about the Alisa route that they made an alternative. But Slavia? That's okay? Really? Let's go. Okay, that's fine. Thank you, Slavia. You are a very nice and understandable woman. You are awesome. Don't feel down. Slavia grabbed the second basket and ventured to the opposite side of the island. Well? Let's go? Yeah. Lena smiled. Just pay attention. Don't leave a single berry behind. You too. So it was harvest time. Indeed, the strawberries here were delicious. I could probably eat them all if I didn't stop myself in time. Despite being wild grown, the berries were close to garden ones in size and had a rich red color, so it was clear that our visit here wasn't in vain. Lena followed me closely as we had only one basket for both of us. I felt like a real mushroom picker, examining each shrub and carefully pawing the grass. Well, you're much better than me. Am I? Frankly, I'm not even counting them. Yeah, right you are. The basket was already half full. You must enjoy nature, right? I do. What was that? Oh, the bright sun rays pierced the tree. The bright sun rays, okay. Okay, I get it. Pierced the treetops and blinded me for a second. I sat down on the ground and leaned against a tree. Still, it's so beautiful here. Lena sat down next to me and once again came very close. So close that our elbows touched. Yeah. I should be a fortune teller, for real. We just sat and enjoyed the moment. It seemed like the time stood still. The wind gently shook the tree leaves. Some bugs lazily hopped around the grass and splashes of sunlight played on the faraway water surface. Aha, once again. Lots of touchy. Lena put her head on my shoulder. I was surprised at first, but then I heard regular breathing and thought that it's just a matter of course. On the other hand, I'm complaining about the hugging, the touching, blah blah blah. Well, but I guess it's good. I mean, the main problem with this game is they only have a week, and the real relationship part comes in the last 2 days. That is really, really not much. So if they establish that now, I can better believe that than like it went down with Semyon and Slavia, where basically Slavia said, let's have sex, and they did that. You know what I mean? And including the cuddling in the infirmary, okay, but I guess you get what I want to say. I was surprised at first, but yeah, okay. Probably she felt drowsy and wanted to take a quick nap. Or maybe she just wanted to touch you. I just sat there and didn't think of anything for a few minutes. But then words started crossing my mind with ultrasonic speed. Lena. So close. Sleeping. So warm. So gentle. Feelings. I gazed at her. She had such a serene, such a tranquil look on her face that it seems that right now she's not here, but in some kind of better world. I don't know what would have happened the next moment if I didn't hear the voice of Slavia. This scene would have been good if I had that in the Alisa route. At least then Alisa had a reason to be jealous. There we go. But in the Alisa route, I guess I also had the dance with Slavia. No. Yes? No, did I dance with Slavia or Lena in the Alisa route? Yeah, well, who cares, for real. Semyon! Lena! I shook my hand from side to side a few times to come to my senses, and probably to bang it against Lena's. Lena started to wake up. She opened her eyes and gave me an empty look. Have a nice dream? Huh? Suddenly realizing that she had dozed off, leaning on my shoulder, Lena blushed. Oh, I'm sorry. It's fine. Slavia came over to us, so Lena rushed to get up. So, how much have you got? I sighed. That's not a lot. A basket was filled with strawberries to the brim. Well, it's enough anyway. It's time to get back. I grabbed the basket and we headed back to the boat. Okay, is this normal? Is this something else? No, it isn't. Okay, okie dokie. So, I guess we can end the episode here. Wasn't as interesting as with Slavia. With Slavia, he at least had to talk. The funny thing is, Semyon has too little talk with Lena, but enough, let's say, intimacy. They are intimate enough so that in the end I can imagine them to become a couple, you know what I mean? At least on a physical scale. Not really on a psychological scale, but on a physical scale. And with Slavia, it's the exact opposite. They had enough talk, but too little intimate stuff, you know what I mean? It's On the other hand, I don't want, as mentioned, I don't want to complain already. I don't want to complain already because it's not appropriate, because I don't know what's going to happen. Because this route could be by far the best, if it goes the right way. This could be, at least from the girl's standpoint. I don't know if it will be better than the Semyon route, because the Semyon route was really, really good. That was really, really good. But from the girls, it could be by far the best route. Or at least the most interesting one. But I mentioned that already. I'm like Semyon. I always say, Lena's crazy, only with different stuff. Alright. Let's stop this episode here, otherwise I'll be talking for days now. So, thank you everybody for watching. Come back for the next part, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Oh, and by the way, sorry that the episode today was so late. A lot of stuff to do and, you know, life happened. Life happened. Sometimes even my life happens. So, as mentioned, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.